I suppose I didn't really actually realize quite what I was doing, it was because I think I must have been, but it was a great achievement, and I was very proud.
It's a timely reminder of what positive things can be achieved when people set aside past differences and come together in the spirit of friendship and reconciliation.
Whispers are swirling among royal insiders about an unprecedented event. Princess Anne, the steadfast Princess Royal, has released 3 mysterious videos recorded by Queen Elizabeth II before her passing on September 8, 2022. These aren't just any recordings. They contain the late Queen's final words to her family, messages crafted with the wisdom of a monarch who reigned for 70 years. But it's what she said about Princess Catherine, the Princess of Wales, that has left King Charles, Prince William, and the entire royal family reeling. An unprecedented privilege, one never before granted in royal history, was bestowed upon Catherine in these tapes. What could it be? And why is it shaking the very foundation of the monarchy? Stick with us as we unravel this extraordinary story, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments below. The royal family is no stranger to secrets, but this one feels different. It's not about scandal or strife, it's about love, legacy, and a vision for the future that Queen Elizabeth entrusted to her most trusted confidant, her daughter, Princess Anne. Known for her no-nonsense demeanour and unwavering loyalty, Anne has always been the family's rock. So when she chose to share these videos, it wasn't a decision made lightly. Sources close to the palace say Anne agonised over the timing, waiting for a moment when the family and the world could truly grasp the weight of her mother's words. The videos, recorded in the quiet of Balmoral Castle in the summer of 2022, are said to capture Elizabeth at her most reflective, her voice steady but softened by the knowledge that her time was drawing near. For King Charles, Prince William, and Princess Catherine, these messages were deeply personal. But it's the Queen's words about Catherine that have sparked a frenzy of speculation. Royal watchers are buzzing. What did Elizabeth say that could shock a family accustomed to centuries of tradition? Was it a title, a role, or something far more profound? As we dive into this story, let's start with the woman at the heart of it all, Princess Anne, and why she became the keeper of her mother's final testament. There's something about Princess Anne that commands respect. Maybe it's her tireless work ethic, undertaking hundreds of engagements each year, even at 75, or perhaps it's her refusal to bow to public scrutiny. The Princess Royal, born August 15, 1950, has always been her mother's mirror, duty-bound, pragmatic, and fiercely protective of the monarchy's legacy. So it's no surprise that Queen Elizabeth chose her only daughter to safeguard these precious videos. But what makes this moment so extraordinary is how Anne chose to reveal them, not with fanfare, but with quiet resolve, as if honouring a sacred promise. Insiders say the videos were recorded over several evenings in Balmoral's private study, a room filled with the scent of old books and the crackle of a fireplace. Elizabeth, then 96, knew her health was fading. She wanted to leave something tangible for her family, not just a will or a letter, but her voice, her heart. Anne was there, not just as a daughter but as a witness, ensuring the recordings were preserved with the utmost care. Anne was her mother's confidant in those final months, a source close to the family revealed. The Queen trusted her to know when the time was right to share these messages. The decision to release the videos in 2025 came after months of reflection. With King Charles navigating his cancer treatment and the monarchy facing new challenges, Anne felt the family needed her mother's wisdom more than ever. The first video was shown privately to Charles, William, and Catherine at Sandringham in early June, just before trooping the colour. Witnesses describe a room heavy with emotion, Charles gripping his chair, William's eyes glistening, and Catherine, ever composed, visibly moved. But it was the third video, addressed specifically to Catherine, that changed everything. Let's explore what made these messages so powerful and why they're rewriting royal history. Queen Elizabeth II was a master of words, her speeches weaving together tradition and hope. But these videos were different. They were raw, unscripted, and deeply personal. In the first, she spoke to King Charles, her eldest son and successor. She told him to trust his heart as much as his duty, a palace insider shared. She reminded him that the crown is heavy, but love for his people would make it bearable. For Charles, who has faced scrutiny over his modernising vision for the monarchy, these words were a balm, a reminder that his mother believed in him, even in her final days. The second video was for Prince William, the heir apparent. Elizabeth's message was both tender and firm, urging him to balance his role as a father with his future as king. She spoke of his children, George, Charlotte and Louis, and how they would be his greatest legacy, the insider said. William, who has often spoken of his grandmother's influence, was reportedly overcome, his pride as a father mingling with the weight of his destiny. But it was the third video that stole the breath from the room. Addressed to Princess Catherine, it contained a revelation so profound it's being called an unprecedented privilege. What did the Queen say? According to sources, Elizabeth praised Catherine's grace, resilience, and ability to connect with the public in a way that echoed her own early years as Queen. But then came the bombshell. Elizabeth named Catherine as the guardian of a new royal initiative, one she had envisioned but never launched, a global foundation focused on mental health and environmental sustainability, to be led by Catherine in her name. This wasn't just a project, it was a mantle, a role that elevates Catherine beyond her current duties as Princess of Wales. No consort has ever been given such a direct mandate from a reigning monarch, a royal historian noted. It's a privilege without precedent. Let's unpack why this moment stunned the royal family. To understand why this privilege shocked the royal family, we need to look at Catherine's journey. Born Catherine Middleton on January 9, 1982, she entered the royal family as a commoner, marrying Prince William on April 29, 2011. Over the years, she's earned admiration for her poise, her charity work, and her ability to navigate the spotlight while raising 3 children. But even her most ardent supporters couldn't have predicted this. Queen Elizabeth's decision to entrust Catherine with a global foundation isn't just a vote of confidence, it's a redefinition of what a royal consort can be. The foundation, tentatively called the Elizabeth II Legacy Fund, is said to combine Catherine's passion for mental health, evident in her work with Heads Together, and her commitment to environmental causes, like the Earthshot Prize she supports with William. Elizabeth's vision was bold, a platform that would unite Commonwealth nations in addressing 2 of the world's most pressing issues. By naming Catherine its guardian, the Queen effectively gave her a role that rivals the influence of a reigning monarch. "This is Elizabeth passing the torch," a source said. She saw in Catherine someone who could carry her values into the future. For King Charles, the revelation was bittersweet. He's long championed environmental causes, yet his mother chose Catherine to lead this initiative. Insiders say he's proud but surprised, as the decision underscores Catherine's growing influence. For William, it was a moment of awe. He's always known Catherine was special, a friend of the couple shared, but seeing his grandmother anoint her like this, it hit him hard. Catherine herself was reportedly speechless, her composure giving way to tears as the Queen's words sank in. Why did Elizabeth choose Catherine? Let's explore the clues in their relationship. The connection between Queen Elizabeth II and Princess Catherine was a quiet symphony, played out in stolen glances, shared laughter, and unspoken understanding. From their first meeting in 2008, when Catherine was still Kate Middleton, William's university sweetheart, Elizabeth saw a spark, a resilience that echoed her own journey as a young queen thrust into a world of expectation. That initial encounter at a private dinner in Windsor was unassuming yet pivotal. Catherine's nervous curtsy and Elizabeth's warm smile set the tone for a relationship that would grow into one of the monarchy's most touching partnerships. She saw herself in Kate, a former aide recalled, not just the poise but the heart, someone who could weather the storm and still shine. Over the years, their bond deepened through moments both grand and intimate. Joint engagements, like their 2011 visit to Nottingham or the 2019 outing in King's Lynn, showcased their ease together. In Nottingham, Catherine's deference as she followed Elizabeth's lead was met with the Queen's approving nod, a silent acknowledgement of her growing confidence. In King's Lynn, their shared laughter over a local schoolchild's cheeky question about corgis lit up the crowd, revealing a warmth rarely seen in Elizabeth's public demeanour. These weren't just photo ops, they were glimpses of a genuine connection, rooted in mutual respect and a shared sense of duty. Private moments told an even richer story. At Sandringham, over cups of Earl Grey in the cosy drawing room, Elizabeth would share stories of her early reign, her voice softening as she spoke of balancing motherhood with monarchy. Catherine, an avid listener, absorbed these lessons, her questions thoughtful and her admiration clear. The Queen, in turn, delighted in Catherine's anecdotes about George, Charlotte and Louis, whose antics reminded her of Charles and Anne as children. "Those teas were sacred," the aide said. "No cameras, no pretense, just two women who understood each other." Elizabeth also admired Catherine's modern touch, her love of photography, her hands-on parenting, her ability to make royalty relatable. During a 2017 Buckingham Palace garden party, the Queen watched as Catherine crouched to chat with a shy teenager, her warmth disarming the crowd. Later, Elizabeth remarked to an aide, "She has a gift for making people feel seen." This gift, paired with Catherine's resilience, particularly during her 2024 cancer diagnosis, cemented Elizabeth's trust. In her final months at Balmoral, Elizabeth requested Catherine's presence more often, their walks through the heather-filled moors a quiet ritual. With the children scampering ahead, Elizabeth would offer gentle advice, not as a queen but as a grandmother figure, urging Catherine to hold fast to what matters. This bond explains why Elizabeth chose Catherine for the unprecedented role of guardian of the Elizabeth II Legacy Fund. It wasn't just about trust, it was about vision. Elizabeth saw in Catherine a bridge between the monarchy's storied past and its dynamic future, someone who could carry her values, service, compassion, resilience into a new era. Their relationship, built on countless small moments, was a testament to Elizabeth's belief that Catherine was more than a consort, she was a cornerstone. As Catherine steps into this new chapter, she carries not just the Queen's mandate, but the weight of a bond that changed her forever. Catherine's journey from a Berkshire girl to a global icon is a tapestry of quiet triumphs, each thread woven with resilience and grace. Born Catherine Middleton on January 9, 1982, she stepped into the royal spotlight as a commoner, marrying Prince William on April 29, 2011. Those early years were a crucible, every outfit, every gesture scrutinized by a world eager to judge. Yet Catherine carved her own path, championing causes like early childhood development and mental health. Her 2016 Heads Together speech, where she shared the universal struggles of parenting, was a turning point. "She's not just a princess, she's a voice," a royal watcher said, capturing her ability to make royalty feel human. Her cancer diagnosis in 2024 was a seismic shift. In a raw, heartfelt video, Catherine spoke of her treatment, her vulnerability resonating globally. "It was her Diana moment," a source close to the palace noted, referring to the late Princess of Wales's knack for connecting through honesty. Her return to public life in 2025, at Trooping the Colour VE Day commemorations, and a poignant visit to a children's hospice, revealed a woman transformed. She wasn't just surviving, she was thriving, her presence infused with a quiet power that seemed to foreshadow the Queen's mandate. Behind the scenes, Catherine's transformation was shaped by smaller, unseen moments. Friends recall her late-night calls during her illness, seeking advice not as a royal, but as a mother worried for George, Charlotte, and Louis. Those conversations grounded her, reminding her of the stakes beyond the palace. Her bond with her children, seen in tender moments like adjusting Charlotte's hair at Wimbledon or laughing with Louis at a polo match, became her anchor. She draws strength from them, a close friend shared. They're her why. These milestones prepared Catherine for the Elizabeth II Legacy Fund. Insiders say she's already assembling a team, drawing on her Royal Foundation experience to blend pragmatism with vision. Quiet meetings in Kensington Palace, often over tea, have seen her sketch out plans for mental health programmes and environmental projects across the Commonwealth. She's meticulous but warm, a colleague noted. It's like watching a teacher and a leader in one. William has been her steadfast partner, their unity evident in shared glances at Royal Ascot or hand-in-hand walks at Sandringham. The Queen's words deepened their bond, a reminder of their shared purpose. They're a team, the source added. William knows this is Catherine's moment, and he's her biggest cheerleader. As she steps into this unprecedented role, Catherine isn't just carrying Elizabeth's legacy, she's forging a new path for the monarchy, one rooted in empathy and action. Queen Elizabeth's final words, delivered through Princess Anne's steadfast hands, have ignited a spark that's reshaping the monarchy's future. These mysterious videos, unveiled in the summer of 2025, are more than a family keepsake, they're a blueprint for a new royal era. At the heart of this transformation is Princess Catherine, whose unprecedented role as guardian of the Elizabeth II Legacy Fund marks her as a global force. This isn't just a title, it's a mandate to lead, to innovate, and to carry the Queen's values into a world hungry for connection. For King Charles, it's a gentle nudge to embrace change while anchoring the crown in tradition. For Prince William, it's a moment of quiet pride, watching his wife step into a destiny even his grandmother foresaw. Catherine's new role redefines what a royal consort can be. The Legacy Fund, set to launch in 2026, will tackle mental health and environmental challenges across the Commonwealth, blending Catherine's warmth with Elizabeth's vision. Picture her at a podium in Nairobi or a classroom in Sydney, her calm presence bridging nations. This is no small task. It demands diplomacy, resilience, and a heart open to scrutiny. Yet Catherine's journey, from her cancer diagnosis in 2024 to her triumphant return at Trooping the Colour 2025, proves she's ready. Her balcony appearance that June was electric, her smile radiating a confidence that echoed Elizabeth's trust. Royal watchers whispered, this was no ordinary princess. She stood beside Charles and William not as a supporting act, but as a partner in history. The videos remain locked in the family's private vault, their full words known only to those closest to the crown. But their ripples are undeniable. Charles, navigating his health challenges, has found renewed purpose in his mother's counsel, his speeches now laced with her call to love the people. William, ever the protective husband, has leaned into his role as Catherine's champion, their shared glances at Royal Ascot speaking of a partnership forged in trust. Princess Anne, the unsung hero, watches from the sidelines, her duty fulfilled with the same quiet strength that defined her mother's reign. Her choice to share the videos at this moment, when the monarchy faces questions about relevance, was a masterstroke, reminding the world that the crown endures through unity. For the public, Catherine's rise is a beacon. Young fans on social media call her the People's Princess 2.0, a nod to her relatability and Diana's legacy. Her work will extend beyond palace walls, touching lives in remote villages and urban centres alike. Imagine a mother in rural Canada finding solace in a legacy fund mental health program, or a student in Barbados planting trees inspired by Catherine's environmental push. These are the moments Elizabeth envisioned, small acts that ripple into greatness. What does this mean for the monarchy's future? It's a shift toward inclusivity, where a commoner turned consort can lead with the weight of a queen's blessing. Catherine's children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, will grow up in a world where royalty means service, not just ceremony. The challenges ahead are real: global crises, public skepticism, and the relentless media glare. But if Trooping the Colour showed anything, it's that Catherine, Charles, and William are a united front, their bond strengthened by Elizabeth's words. What was your favourite part of this royal rebirth? Does Catherine's new role inspire you? Share your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned for more palace stories that might just steal your heart. Up next, a tale from the royal archives that will leave you breathless.